So today I'm off to my local cinema to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the fourth film in the new Apes franchise and reported to be the first in a new trilogy, which I'm really excited about because Planet of the Apes is one of my all-time favourite film franchises, as I grew up with the original film franchise, and I don't know if many people of this generation will know, but it was a TV series which aired in 1974, which consisted of 14 episodes as well, which I was really into. So Escape from the Planet of the Apes was the third film, which the first time that I ever went to the cinema, and my dad took me when I was a young boy, and I've loved the franchise ever since. So back in those days, my hometown of Sunderland had 3 cinemas: the Odeon, the ABC, Fairworld, which is where I had my first cinema experience. But for the past year, we've had no cinema after the collapse of the Empire cinema chain. But then Omniplex acquired the site, and yesterday opened its doors for the first time, and I'm going to see how they've transformed this cinema and see the latest instalment of one of the best film franchises to ever grace our screens. Wow. I think that I've just seen the best film in the Planet of the Apes franchise to date. This was, I've had to wait to make this video until I got back home, so I was just, my mind was just reeling with the film that I've just seen. I was absolutely blown away. So it's a throwback to the original 1968 Charlton Heston film, where human society's gone and it's been replaced by an ape society living in very rudimentary dwellings. It's set, it says, many generations after the last film that was out. So there was a trilogy, and then this is supposed to be like another trilogy, the beginning of another trilogy. So this is set probably a few hundred years after, well, it doesn't specify, but after kind of the last film. And there's many nods to the original film, including some very familiar music, some very familiar kind of sound effects in there. There's some iconic imagery. There's one big, very similar scene to the original Charlton Heston film where he's first introduced to the apes when the gorillas are hunting like the dumb humans through this cornfield, but this time it's like this long grass, and they've got nets similar to the 68 film. The humans are all in these raggedy clothes and they're running for their lives. So if you remember at the end of hopefully I'm not giving away any spoilers here, so if you remember at the end of the 1968 film where the apes are digging in this archaeological site right on the coast, there's a very similar thing going on at the end of this film as well. And if you remember the doll that they find in the caves, that when they pick it up it says "Mama." Yep. So this for me is by far the best in the franchise. It's so close to the 1968 film in many respects, and that for me is a good thing because it holds so many memories for me when I was growing up. Now, I'm not a big fan of huge special effects, and I never really liked the CGI apes that were in it, but I've come to accept them now, and to be honest, I mean, I was choked up in several of the scenes, and that is a testament to the great acting. It was great storytelling, it was a fantastic script, and I could not fault this film in any way. It absolutely blew me away. And it was so good. Even the fact that there were no huge stars obviously speaks volumes. The only recognisable faces in there was William H. Macy, and he's only got a small role kind of towards the end of the film. I did recognise Freya Allen, who plays Mia, and she was in The Witcher. the girl with the blonde hair from The Witcher. But apart from that, no one else is recognisable in this film. None of the names, I don't really recognise anyone. But that didn't matter. That didn't matter at all. Anyway, I was supposed to be doing a video about the new cinema in Sunderland. Well, I have to say that it didn't look too dissimilar to the original building, apart from obviously the new signage, but nothing much has really changed, to be honest. What was a big disappointment though was that there were no advertisings for any films. There was no posters on the walls. There was no of those giant cardboard cutouts that you see in the foyer. There was absolutely nothing apart from the TV screens that were mounted on the wall in the foyer, and there was this one digital display down the corridor as you were going into the various cinema screenings. I mean, I suppose they can be forgiven for having just opened, but you would think that everything would have been in place to give like a good impression when this is just opening. Obviously, you want to attract as many customers as you can, but the feeling I got was that they hadn't quite moved into the building. I kind of had that feeling. It was like half decorated, if that makes sense. So it was a bit of a letdown from that point of view, but it was minor in comparison to the experience that I saw on screen today. And I can't wait for the next one. So the ending of this film sets up nicely the sequel. But I kind of saw it coming, but it didn't spoil it for us. So I give Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes 10 out of 10. And as a film director myself, if there was one big film in one big franchise that I would love to direct, it would be a Planet of the Apes film. So if there are any producers out there that are watching this video and you need a director for a future film, hello.